Hello lovely soulmates and welcome back to my channel. So in this video we're going to talk about how to make a bustier with a strap and a basque effect, and you can see some designs on it. So this is the one we copied, and this is the work in progress of the one we want to achieve. So let's begin. To start off, you need to know how to draft your basic bodies. So I started off with a basic bodies here. So what I did is mark my shoulder line divided by 2, then connect from my bust point to that measurement. That's where I started off from. So this will form the shoulder dart for me. I will be making use of that later. So I found my radius point by marking what I have from my bust point to my under bust on that same line. Okay, so this is me just labeling so that we will know the lines that I'm working with. So continuing, I want to contour my under bust measurement. So I measured my under bust divided by 4 on that line. Then whatever that is left, I use it to do my under bust contouring. Now, what I'm marking right here is something I'm supposed to mark if I'm making a corset. So I realized that this is a bustier and not a corset. I'm not supposed to make it equal because I made it equal here. So I cleaned that off and had to do the process again. So for this bustier, the right thing or the best way to go about it is when you take your measurement, okay, divided by 4, whatever that is left there, you're going to mark it to one side, okay? Mark it to one side. You know, we already have the basic dart there. So whatever I have there, I'll just complete it. In this case, I have about 2 inches, so I just mark from there and complete the measurement. So that's what I am making there to form my contouring. So you can see that. So if I measure that, it should be equal to whatever the difference is before when I measured. So I link that back down to the waistline. So you know the radius we took before. Now I'm making it visible at that point. Then we need to form a curve, right, for the dress. So like a sweetheart curve there. So I just connected it down. You can do it how deep you want. Then you connect it back also to your armhole line. Then now we need to do our overbust contouring. Now for the overbust contouring, before we continue that, let's just do our bust dart intake first. So for the bust dart intake, whatever your difference for your back waist and your front waist is, that's what you're taking in for the bust dart. And now I'm going to through that line. Through my line means to make the lines equal so that when I cut, I won't go short of fabric or paper. So to through the line, you just make sure they are equal. That's what I did, and reconnect the lines. So if you watch me, you will get that. If you watch this again, you will get that part. So I just shade off the darts. So let's continue. So next I'm going to cut open my bust dart and transfer it to the shoulder line dart. So this is all I'll have to do. I'll cut that line to the bust line like so. Then for me to close that bust dart, I need to open another dart. So in this case, I'm opening the shoulder line dart to transfer that bust dart to it. So that's what I'm doing here. So all you have to do is use your adhesive to close it down, or you can use your paper tape to hold it down. So this is a bust dart transfer that we just did. Yes. So I'm just telling you that dart will be transferred to the shoulder line, that area. Then we would have left that thing like that if we are not if we're having a normal dress without with a sleeve or so. Yeah, with a sleeve. But in this case, it is a tight dress on the upper part, so the overbust needs to be tight. So for it to be tight, you need to take out the dart there. So we're doing a dart of 3/4 of an inch on each side. Okay, 3/4 of an inch on each side. So you are going to mark and contour. So this is your overbust contouring that we are doing here. So after using your curve to connect the lines, you're going to through the line just like we did for the side that has a bust dart. So the line that is more than the other, you make it equal. That's how to through your lines. So this one is shorter, so I made it equal with the other one. So whatever the other measurement is, that's what this one should be. So this is me reconnecting the line. You know, we found that line before, but as you through, the line will shift. So when it shifts, you need to reconnect. So that's what I just did, and you can see that our dress is coming out, our pattern is coming out okay. So now is to add my basque effect. So I just marked the normal length that I need the dress to be for the basque. Then I'm marking at the side to square the lines equally. So after doing the squaring of the line, I'm going to create the basque. So I'm connecting the basque straight to the waistline point from that edge, that's from the center front, like so. So right here, I'm trying to look for a line that is suitable for what I want to do. Then I'm truing the lines again. So make the lines equal. Then the one that goes out of the previous line, reconnect it back to base, like so. So you can have something that is equal by the time you're done. That's the essence of that. So the next thing we're going to do is to work on the back. I think at this point we are almost done with the front. So let's work on the back. For the back, you can see we already took in our darts, and you can decide to add a curve going downward, like making it curvy, like a V or so, yes, at the back. So I came down by 1 inch at that point and created a V curve there. Now, at this point, I remember that my client made it specific that she would want the dress to exceed her natural waistline a little bit. So I just remembered at this point, then decided to take it down by, that was 1.5 inches or 2 inches or so. So I also came down a little bit on the basque area so that I can still have my basque effect. Then I did the connections back again. Still the same thing that we did. I threw the lines and reconnected back, as you can see. So nothing much. So I just cancelled the previous line. Thank God I remembered on time. So whatever I came down by on the front, I did the same to the back, then reconnected the lines. So this becomes our length. That becomes our length for the back. So that's me leveling, nothing serious. So that's the line we created for the back. That's where our back will start from. So that's all for the back. So let's see how to go about the strap. So for the strap, I wanted to make it to be at the edge of the hand, like so. So, but it depends on you, whatever you want. If you even want yours to be strapless, no problem. But in this case, I decided to come in by 1 inch or so to continue. So whatever I did for the front, I did for the back. So when measuring the back, make sure you connect it a little bit out of the armhole, okay? That's on the chest line. So what I did for the front, I did for the back. So I just marked 1/2 inch for the strap. It's nothing big. It's not a big deal. Just mark your strap where you want it to be. I just mark and connect. Just form a line of how your strap should look like. That's what I did there. So, and I connected out of the back also. Connected half inch. And you can see that of the back curves towards the center back. Okay, it's not going straight. Now it's time to cut. So I closed my bust dart. Since I already have some glue there before, I closed it and continued my cutting. So just watch me closely as I cut. It's very simple to do. So now I'm cutting from the center front again at the basque area up to my dart and to my overbust contouring. So remember my new line, okay? So I remembered my new line and I continued. You can see what I'm doing. It's quite easy to go about. So here I'm showing you that if you try to join, you see that it's matching up. We don't have any excesses. So here I'm cutting out my strap. So before I cut out my strap, I had to be sure where the strap stopped. And I took note of that. So after cutting out your strap, you need to label with an arrow to know the area that faces up or down. Okay, so you won't be confused later. So for the back, you just follow the line just like so, and I'm cutting out the darts for the center back, then the side. Okay, now I didn't extend my strap line there, so I just extended it, nothing serious. And here, cutting out the darts. It's quite easy to go about, nothing serious. So I'm labeling. Make sure you label and label with your arrow. Very, very important. So I'm done at this point. We are done at this point, guys. So this is the strap for the back, and make sure you label with your arrow facing up or down to take note of the positioning. And here I'm taking note of the distance, very important, and I wrote it on the pattern so that when I'm working, I'll know the distance I will be placing my strap. So at this point, we are done cutting out. This is me trying to arrange it for you to see. So you can see that the sides are equal and the straps are good, and all I have to do now is place it on my fabric, add my seam allowances, and we are good to go. Okay, and we are good to go. So right here is the pattern on our fabric, and you can see my seam allowances, how I've placed them, and this is the work in progress, guys. I do not have the finished product because my mannequin is a little bit bigger than the dress. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.